Everyone mark your attendance. Good afternoon, everyone. So today I'm starting a new model, that is your trust analysis. Is it visual?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think this all point are clear to you all because I discussed the things in your very basic class of structure analysis, that your truss is pin jointed, but your frame is rigid jointed. So this point is already clear. Here I first discuss the differences between truss and frame. Then I discuss what are the advantage, disadvantage, and then slowly I move towards the method of truss analysis, and also the deflection of a point on a truss analysis. So these 4 or 5 points are important for your truss analysis. First is your truss and frame differences. Next is your advantage and disadvantage of truss. Next is your classification. 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 Next is your stability. So I discuss the stability of truss in your first model. Stability. Next is your method of truss. Method of truss analysis. There are two methods of truss analysis. First one is your method of force. Next one is your method of sections. Method. And last one is deflection. Deflection. These are the points which I discuss during your truss analysis. So first one is your truss, next one is your advantage, disadvantage, third one is your classification, fourth one is your stability, fifth one is your method of truss analysis, and sixth one is your deflection. And last topic, that is favorite topic for GET, that is your zero member force. So this is also very important topic for a examiner to ask question in your GET examination from this topic. So zero member force. zero member force. So is it clear to all? क्या पढ़ना है? यही पढ़ना है। ट्रस्ट, ट्रस्ट को देख लेना है, उसका एडवांटेज डिसएडवांटेज देखना है, फिर ट्रस्ट को क्लासिफाई कर लेना है, ट्रस्ट का स्टेबिलिटी चेक करना है। इसी बीच में जीरो फोर्स मेंबर का भी कंसेप्ट आता है, जो कि हमारे गेट एग्जामिनेशन, इवन इंजीनियरिंग सर्विस एग्जामिनेशन में भी इसी से क्वेश्चन पूछता है कि तुम एक ट्रस्ट दे दिया ऐसे, हियर अ ट्रस्ट इज गिवन, यहाँ पे एक लोड लगा दिया P, यहाँ पे एक लोड लगा दिया Q, और पूछ दिया कि ये जो ट्रस है यहाँ पे सपोर्ट, और पूछ लिया कि फाइंड मेंबर फोर्स, जीरो मेंबर फोर्सेस, जीरो मेंबर फोर्स इन दिस ट्रस। सो ये सारे के सारे जो भी है, ये सारे के सारे हमारे ट्रस के मेंबर्स है। ये वर्टिकल मेंबर, ये इंक्लाइन मेंबर, ये भी वर्टिकल मेंबर, ये इंक्लाइन मेंबर, ये वर्टिकल मेंबर, ये हॉरिजॉन्टल मेंबर। अब किस किस मेंबर में मेरे फोर्स जीरो होंगे, इसको हमको चेक करना है, और इसी के बेसिस पे हमको जीरो फोर्स मेंबर बताना है। सो दिस इज ऑल्सो आस्क इन योर गेट एग्जामिनेशन। तो टेक क्वेश्चंस, धीरे धीरे सब कुछ क्लियर हो जाएगा। अभी तक सब कुछ क्लियर हुआ है, तो सही आगे भी सब क्लियर हो जाएगा। So truss is your pin jointed structure. Next frame is your rigid jointed structure. So this point is known to you all. Next, pin jointed is frictionless. So made frictionless by lubrication. So generally your pin jointed structure is frictionless. Also joints are welded, riveted, or used other adhesive to joint. So this point is for your frame. So in frame, joints are welded or joints are riveted or use adhesive to joints. So various adhesives are also used to join our frame structure. So welded, riveted, this is also a type of connection which you study in your later semesters. So, third point is loading only at joint. So this point is very, very important. So you keep remember this point that at truss only loading is applied at joint. So if someone is saying, sir ये मेरा ट्रस है, ये हमारा सिंपल ट्रस है, यहाँ पे ज्वाइंट होगा, here our joint is, here our support is present, सपोर्ट इज प्रेजेंट, यहाँ पे एक लोड लगेगा। तो ये लोडिंग सही है, क्योंकि हमारा एजम्पशन ही है कि हमारे ट्रस पे लोडिंग हमेशा जॉइंट पे लगेगा, और ये दीज आर आवर जॉइंट। सो हियर इज आवर जॉइंट, हियर इज आल्सो आवर जॉइंट, हियर इज आल्सो आवर जॉइंट। सो इफ द लोड इज अप्लाइड ऑन अ जॉइंट, देन it is correct. If in any question here a load is applied, that is of 5 kilonewton, so you do not take this load in the analysis of your truss structure, because loading only at joint is considered for our truss analysis. So these are dummy, these are fake loads, so do not worry about this type of load which are acting on the member, because always on a truss loading acts at the joints. Next, for frame, loading can be general. It means uh, at a particular frame, loading may be applied at member, loading may be applied at joint, loading may be applied at support. So here also loading is applied, because this is also a joint, and at that particular joint a support is provided. So you know that here also our loading or our reaction will or our force is coming. So it is right, because this is our support, and this support is also connected with our joint. So here the load may be applicable. Next point, member of truss carry only axial force. It may be tensile or it may be compressive. So here you see we have three members of trust. If you talk about this trust, then we have three members for this trust: one member, two member, and three members. So here, if you see, we have three members. Each member carry only axial force, and you know about axial force because I teach you all about axial force in your strength of material topic in your third semester. So it may be your axial forces. So it may act like this. It may act like this in member 2. Next, if you're talking about member 1, then it may be act like this. It may be act like this. It may be act like this. So here you see from these arrows are going towards your joint. So here you see this arrow for this member. For member 2, the arrows are going towards the joint here. For member 1, if you see, these arrows are going away from the joint. So the member of truss carry only axial force. It do not carry any shear force. It do not carry any bending moment. So these are our conventions for truss analysis. Basically, the axial force that acts on member of truss may be tensile or may be compressive. So here, if someone is saying, sir, for member 1, it is tensile or compressive. So don't worry, I discuss these things in detail in next session or in next class, because we just bifurcate that if a arrow is going towards, if a arrow is going towards joint, these are the arrow going away from the joint. So if you see for this member, the arrows are, for member 1, arrows are going away from the joint, but for joint 2, if you see, the arrows are going towards the joint. So if the arrows are going towards the joint, then we call it as tensile forces. So for this particular member 2, tensile force is acting. For member 1, here if the arrows are going away from the joint, then that is known as compressive forces, compressive axial forces present in that particular member. So if you see for this truss in member 1, a compressive force is acting of any magnitude. For member 2, a tensile force is acting of any magnitude. So these are the basic point you have to keep in mind during the truss analysis. Next, for frame, you know, members may carry axial force, shear force, and bending moment. Here it is already written that shear force and bending moment each member is 0. So I discussed this point in this point also. So it is geometrically more stable. It is geometrically more stable. So it is not always true that frames are always geometrically more stable than truss. So it is a general point. This is not a general point. This point is valid for any specific cases, because also our truss are more stable than frame. But here it is written that it is geometrically more stable. That means if we check the probability of truss and frame structure, then 60% probability of frame structure in terms of more stability will come with respect to trust. So these are the basic point you have to keep in your mind, because these are the questions that are framed in your university examination for I think if your senior will give their exam in their own time, then these are the question that will ask by examiner during that time, that differentiate between truss and frame, and this question carries 6 marks or 8 marks. So if you bifurcate or differentiate truss and frame in that manner, the examiner give you 5 or 6 marks, because here I already cover all the relevant points that are for your truss and that are for your frame. So is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Next. So these are the advantage of truss structures, because in many examination it is also asked that write down the advantage of truss structure and disadvantage of truss structure. So I think who read these points? Anyone from you start reading these points? पढ़ो कोई? पॉइंट को पढ़ो.
सर स्क्रीन शेयर बंद हो गया है।
पॉइंट ही नहीं दिख रहा. ओके ओके. पढ़ो कोई. नहीं पढ़ोगे कोई?
पॉइंट 1 से सर। पॉइंट 1 से सर। एडवांटेज ऑफ ट्रस स्ट्रक्चर, लाइट वेट एंड हेंस cost effective, suitable for long and high span, easy to assemble and less time taking, flexibility to assembling, dismantling or reuse, suitable for dynamic loading or thermal effect. आगे भी पढ़ना सर। हेलो।
हाँ बोलो.
सर आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा था।
Okay, okay. First point है lightweight, hence cost effective. So this point is also understood from your side that the bit of truss is light. ऐसे भी देखोगे इसका जो बिट होता है वो लाइट ही होता है और ये कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव होता है. बिट कम तो कॉस्ट भी कम. Suitable for long and high spans. So basically, if you see, the truss structures are generally provided on a bridge where the space between two piers are very high. So this is suitable for your long and high spans. Next is easy to assemble and less time taking. So it is easy to assemble and it also take less time because everything is manufactured in your factory, that your truss members are already manufactured in factory. They just put the truss structure on a site where it required assemble. So a layman that have not much knowledge about building, riveting, they easily assemble with all truss structures. Next is flexibility to assembling, dismantling and reuse. So if you do not require that truss structure at a particular place, then you just dismantling it and reuse it at any place it is required. एक चीज और, कहीं भी आई थिंक जाओगे तो रोड कंस्ट्रक्शन होते रहता है, तो वहाँ पे तुमको ऐसा नहीं है कि वहाँ पे घर बना के दे देगा कि इंजीनियर साहब आएंगे चाय वाय पियेंगे और इस घर में बैठेंगे. ऐसा नहीं होता है. वहाँ पे एक पोटा कैबिन बना के दे देता है. तो जनरली पहले तो लोग अपना सीमेंट उमेंट का बना लेता था, अभी अब ट्रस स्ट्रक्चर ही छोटा सा बना देता है, तो उसको बोलते हैं पोटा कैबिन. नाम सुना होगा आई थिंक, बहुत लोग डिप्लोमा करके आए हो तो उसको बना देता है और वहाँ पे ही, हाँ वहाँ पे ही जाके इंजीनियर साहब बैठते हैं. अब ऐसा थोड़ी है कि जो रोड बन रहा है वो 5 साल 10 साल 15 साल तक लगातार बनते रहेगा. वो जो ठेकेदार है या फिर जो कंपनी बना रहा है उस रोड को, और फिर उस ट्रस स्ट्रक्चर को खोलता है आगे जहाँ पे रोड बने, क्योंकि वो तो 1 किलोमीटर का रोड बनाता नहीं है, 100 किलोमीटर 150 किलोमीटर 50 किलोमीटर 60 किलोमीटर ऐसे रोड बन रहा है, तो यहाँ से खोला वहाँ पे लगा देगा 10 किलोमीटर आगे, फिर 10 किलोमीटर आगे से 20 किलोमीटर आगे। तो ये अंडरस्टूड पॉइंट है, इसलिए बताने का जरूरत नहीं है कुछ। नेक्स्ट, सुटेबल फॉर डायनेमिक लोडिंग एंड थर्मल इफेक्ट्स। नीचे कुछ कुछ पॉइंट लिखा हुआ है ऑलरेडी। इफ अ ट्रेन मूव्स ओवर अ ट्रस ब्रिज, then the member which is in tension will come in compression when load is applied. So basically it bear your dynamic loading, or it is also seen by you at various places that everywhere when there is a bridge uh, of your, I think it may be road bridge or it may be railway bridge, it made of your truss structure or truss member, because this is the probability or this is the condition that the member suddenly a load is applied, because when train is coming on a truss bridge, then a sudden load is applied on that bridge. So the truss member which is in tension come in compression, and the member which is compression come in tension. So these members will balance each other, the forces which act on them. So this is the condition, or this is the suitability of our truss structure. Next, it also resists our thermal effects. So already it is known by you that this also resists our thermal effects. Next, these are the disadvantage of your truss structure: require more space. Next is depth and more height. Many members are required, so truss required more space. Higher maintenance cost. It required higher maintenance cost because you know these structures are made in open area, and if rainfall or if the precipitation or if the intensity of rainfall at that particular area is so high, then it may be possible that on that member corrosion will be take place. So it required painting of that truss structure or truss member time to time. So here it is written that member required time to time polishing. Next is required engineered fabrication and skilled manpower for assembling. So it is also important point that if you have to construct any bridge, truss bridge, then at that particular place required skilled manpower or engineered fabrications are required. If it is not done, then lack of fit will occur. So here it is required engineer fabrication or skilled manpower for assembling. इसको lack of fit, यहाँ पे देखो, if it is not done, then lack of fit will occur. अब क्या है, क्या होगा, मान के चलो ये हमारा ट्रस स्ट्रक्चर है. सो दिस इज अवर ट्रस स्ट्रक्चर. ट्रस स्ट्रक्चर ये हमारा ट्रस स्ट्रक्चर था. नीचे हमारा धरती बिजली का टावर देखते होगे, ये धरती में ऐसे आए, यहाँ पे सपोर्ट लगा दिया इसको. गांव में देखना, तो अपने शहर में भी देख सकते हो. ये ट्रस स्ट्रक्चर ही तुम्हारा रहेगा. ऐसे है, यहाँ पे ऐसे. इसको पाइलन्स बोलते हैं और बिजली का है इसलिए इसको पावर पाइलन्स बोलते हैं. तो देखोगे फिर यहाँ से तार का कनेक्शन ऐसे जाता है इस डायरेक्शन में, फिर इधर ही जाएगा, फिर यहाँ से भी जाएगा, फिर इधर से भी जाएगा, फिर इधर से भी ऊपर से भी जाएगा. सो यहाँ पे देख रहे हो हमारे बहुत सारे मेंबर कनेक्टेड है. यहाँ पे हमारे बहुत सारे मेंबर कनेक्टेड है. अब क्या हुआ, यहाँ पे अगर स्किल्ड आदमी ना रहे, अनस्किल्ड आदमी रहे, और हमारा जो भी यहाँ पे जो मेंबर होगा, ये हमको 2 मीटर का लगाना था. 2 मीटर जो लेंथ था मेंबर उसको लगाना था. अब जो मैन्युफैक्चर हो गया है कंपनी से, ऐसा पॉसिबल है कि जो मैन्युफैक्चर हो गया है वो 1.8 मीटर का ही आया. 1.8 मीटर का ही आया यहाँ पे. तो क्या करेगा आदमी, जो स्किल्ड आदमी नहीं है, वो यहीं से नट बोल्ट को अपना बड़ा करेगा या फिर ठोक ठाक के यहाँ पे इसको फिट कर देगा. 0.2 मीटर को कंपनसेट कर देगा, क्योंकि इसको पता नहीं है कि यहाँ पे हमारा थर्मल स्ट्रेस आ सकता है, और बहुत सारा जो भी हमारा पॉइंट का वहाँ पे समय के बाद डिफ्लेक्शन आ सकता है, और पूरा का पूरा ये अगर ये मेंबर मेरा कोलैप्स कर गया, हाँ ये हमको चेक करना पड़ेगा कि ये मेंबर में 0 फोर्स आ रहा है कि नहीं. अगर मेंबर पे कभी फोर्स आ रहा है, 0 फोर्स मेंबर नहीं है, तो हमारा क्या होगा कि समय के साथ साथ ये मेंबर हमारा धीरे 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 इसमें वो खुलना चालू कर देगा, क्योंकि ये तो पहले ही से लैक ऑफ फिट वाला था इसमें, इसको तो जबरदस्ती हम फिट कराए थे. फिर समय के साथ ये धीरे 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 खुलना चालू करेगा, यहाँ से टूटेगा, यहाँ से ये टूटेगा और हो सकता है कि भरभरा के ये हमारे ट्रस को पूरा का पूरा डैमेज कर दे या फिर इसको हमारा डिसमेंटल कर दे। तो इट इज ऑल्सो पॉसिबल। सो इस सब केस में हमको स्किल्ड मैन पावर या फिर स्किल्ड आदमी या फिर इंजीनियर फैब्रिकेशन का जरूरत पड़ता है। लैक ऑफ फिट है, मतलब यहाँ फिट नहीं हो रहा है, उसको तुरंत बता देगा कि भाई हम इसको नहीं यूज कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि उसको पता होगा जो स्किल्ड आदमी होगा, क्योंकि उसको पता होगा कि कहीं ना कहीं काम करते 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 कैसा हुआ था कि हमारा ट्रस स्ट्रक्चर यहाँ से पीछे से काम करके 2-3 टावर जैसे ही लगाए, ये टावर मेरा गिर गया, आंधी तूफान आया टावर मेरा गिर गया। तो दीज आर द पॉइंट यू हैव टू कीप इन माइंड, और ये सब जनरल अंडरस्टैंडिंग वाला पॉइंट है, इसमें कुछ रॉकेट साइंस नहीं है। नेक्स्ट इज योर ज्योमेट्रिकली लेस स्टेबल देन फ्रेम, सो आई ऑलरेडी डिस्कस अबाउट दिस पॉइंट। नॉट सुटेबल फॉर मल्टी स्टोरी बिल्डिंग। एक तो मल्टी स्टोरी बिल्डिंग में हमको कम हाइट चाहिए। अब मान के चलो कि हमको 4th फ्लोर का घर बनाना है, 4th फ्लोर का घर बनाना है और हमारे पास ऊपर एक पॉइंट है, इसका डेप्थ और हाइट बहुत ज़्यादा होता है, जो भी तुम्हारा ट्रस स्ट्रक्चर का हाइट आएगा वो बहुत ज़्यादा आ गया। ऐसे 10 फीट का हमको घर बनाना था और मेरा जा रहा है 14-15 फीट, तो वो जो 4th फ्लोर का घर बनेगा 40 फीट का, वो मेरा बन गया 60 फीट का घर। सो 20 फीट और ज़्यादा बन गया, इसलिए हम बनाते नहीं है। दूसरा, इसका हमको मेंटेनेंस भी बार बार करना पड़ेगा। एक बार ईटा गिट्टी बालू छड़ से घर बना दिए, फिर शुरू में कुछ दिन तो उसका क्यूरिंग करते हैं, लेकिन फिर हमको कोई टेंशन नहीं है, अपना पेंट वेंट करा दिए, 2 साल 4 साल में अपना पेंट कराते रहेंगे। लेकिन ट्रस स्ट्रक्चर में हमको क्या करना पड़ेगा कि हमको बार बार उस पर मेंटेनेंस को भी ध्यान देना पड़ेगा। इवन वर्कशॉप में भी देखते हो कि बार बार उसका मेंटेनेंस रिक्वायर्ड होता है। तो दीज आर द बेसिक पॉइंट यू हैव टू कीप इन योर माइंड। So not suitable for multi-story building because it required more space, high depth than slabs. So these are the points you have easily understood from your side. So usage of truss, so in bridge for span, dynamic effect for roof, airport terminals, aircraft hangars, sport stadium, auditorium, industrial building, garage and warehousing structures. So these are the places where we use our these truss structures. Next is your power pylons. So power pylons and electrical transmission also at this particular place we use our truss structure. Next is your cranes and bed lifting equipment. So if you see the structure of cranes and bed lifting equipment, then you see this type of truss at the end of that cranes and bed lifting equipments. So is it clear to all? कहाँ कहाँ यूज करते हैं? समझ में आया? बोलोगे कोई कुछ?
यस सर।
ओके, बस तुमको आया और किसी को नहीं?
यस सर आया।
ठीक है, बस 2 को। और किसको कहाँ डाउट है बताओ? 10 हो और किसको कहाँ डाउट है बताओ? क्या नहीं समझ पा रहे हो? एयरपोर्ट टर्मिनल, एयरक्राफ्ट हैंगर, स्पोर्ट स्टेडियम, ऑडिटोरियम, क्या नहीं समझ में आ रहा? गैराज, वेयर हाउसिंग, क्या नहीं समझ में आ रहा है? जी 1 मिनट पूछते हैं तुम लोगों से, किसी को कुछ समझ में आया कि नहीं है, तो 1 मिनट के बाद सब जवाब देते हैं। Next is your classification of truss. देखो, हम लोग को जब पढ़ना ही नहीं है तो हम भी पढ़ते चले जाते हैं। पैरेट ट्रस, होई ट्रस, बैरन ट्रस, के ट्रस, क्वीन पोस्ट, किंग पोस्ट, देखो ये इतने टाइप का हमारा ट्रस होता है। सो क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ ट्रस, ट्रस कैन बी क्लासिफाइड ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ इन्वेंटर एंड शेप। सो फर्स्ट वन इज योर पैरेट ट्रस, next one is your hoy truss, next one is your barren truss. So these truss are come under your bridge truss. Next one is your twin post, next one is your king post. So these are the kind of roof trusses. Note, There are endless truss, so we only focus on truss that is classified on the basis of geometry. So here we see the type of truss which is decided on the basis of geometry. First is your simple truss, next one is your compound truss, and last one is your complex truss. First one is your simple truss. So simplest form of truss is a triangle. Here a triangle is shown of point A, B, and C. At point A, your hinge support is given. At point B, your roller support is given. This is your simple truss. So add two non-collinear member and one joint. You add here two non-collinear member. So here I add two non-collinear member, that is marked as your 1 and 2, and also a joint here. This is a joint which is extra added. This is a joint which is extra added. Here this is a joint which is extra added. So this is your simple truss. Simplest form of simple truss is a triangle, but also in a simple truss non-triangular form exists. So here you see here non-triangle, this shape is your not triangle. So this is also your simple truss. Next, your compound truss. So compound truss will made up of two or more simple trusses jointed with extra member. So here it is seen from the diagram that you have primary simple truss, you have secondary simple truss. So this is your compound truss. Also below you see another type of compound truss. So if you change the configuration, your EVA figure looks like this. That is your primary simple truss. One side is your primary simple truss, another side is your secondary simple truss. So it is your compound truss. Next, this is also your compound truss. Here we add many members with simple truss. So this is your compound truss. Next, complex truss. So those truss which are not simple and not compound, that is complex truss. So here this is your complex truss. So this figure represents your complex truss. Next, below this figure also represents your complex truss. Note, generally in our syllabus we have to study only about simple truss. So you only focus on your simple truss. Next, stability of truss. First one is your external stability. So in external stability, we deal with truss as a whole. So movement of a body as a whole, we do not allow rigid body movement of structures. Next, minimum number of reaction. Minimum number of reaction required for external stability is 3. So here 3 reaction is of your non-trivial, non-parallel, and non-concurrent. Next, here you see a truss structure is showing. I think I already discussed these things in your very first model. So I discussed all these things. Next, here is your internal stability. So just I read these things because I already covered these things in detail in your first model. So internal stability. Internal stability related with geometry of truss, its shape does not disturb. One part do not move with respect to other part. So here it is saying that our geometry will be changed if we apply the load P at a joint. Note, the best possibility to check the internal stability of truss is triangulation. So if triangulation exists, maximum chance of internal stability. Here you see our truss is stable. Below, once one part is unstable, another part is stable. So as a whole, unstable. Note, if three hinges are in continuation, then the structure is internally unstable. So this structure is internally unstable. Here you see three members, three joints. You count all the members, all the joints. You apply internal stability formula. M is greater than or equal to 2j minus 3, where M is greater than 7. So these are the examples. You see here both side hinge, a load P and Q applied at a joint. So this structure is internally unstable. horizontal member absent but externally stable and over stiff, extra reaction is present. So over stiff reaction is equal to 3 plus 4, 1 extra reaction, M is equal to 2, total required member is equal to 3. So this extra reaction will help in internal stability. This structure is overall stable. Next, this is your example 2. So here all three reactions are parallel, hence it is externally unstable. M is equal to 10, J is equal to 6. So you apply M is greater than 2J minus 3. So here if you count all the number of member, all the number of joint and apply the above formula, you get M is greater than 9. So M is greater than 2J minus 3, internally stable and over stiff and also triangle form. So this structure is externally unstable but internally stable. So overall structure is unstable. Next is your external reaction. So if external reaction is equal to 3 or less than 3, we cannot find it by equilibrium equations. So here you know these are our equilibrium equations. Summation of force in x direction is equal to 0, summation of force in y direction is equal to 0, and moment about z direction is equal to 0. So if external reaction is less than or equal to 3, it is externally determinate. If external reaction is greater than 3, it is externally indeterminate or over stiff. So ds E is equal to Re minus 3. I discussed these things. ds E is equal to degree of external indeterminacy. Re is equal to external reaction. Next, internal indeterminacy. So dsi is equal to m minus 2j minus 3. M is equal to number of members. J is equal to number of joints is equal to 0. Here internal determinate. This structure is stable. If dsi is equal to greater than 0, then internally redundant or over stiff or indeterminate. So it is also stable. If dsi is less than 0, then unstable internally. Next is your overall static indeterminacy. So I discussed these things, that ds is equal to dsc plus dsi, external indeterminacy plus internal indeterminacy. Re minus 3 plus m minus 2j minus 3 is equal to Re minus 3 plus m minus 2j plus 3 minus 3 plus 3 get cancelled. ds is equal to m plus Re minus 2j. So this is degree of static indeterminacy for truss. Analysis of truss. Check. ds is equal to m plus Re minus 2j. If ds is equal to 0, determinate unstable. If ds is less than 0, it is unstable. If ds is greater than 0, it is indeterminate unstable. If ds is equal to 0, then three common method used. First one is your method of joint. Second one is your method of section. Third one is your graphical method. This graphical method is not in your syllabus. So if ds is greater than 0, then truss is redundant or indeterminate. For this, we use force method, displacement method, and graphical method. Next, truss. So important point, I discuss all these important point, that truss is a pin jointed structure. The bending moment at any joint in the truss is 0 because at every joint rotation is possible. Loads are always applied at the joint, so the loads are not applied on the member. If we apply loads on member, then it becomes frame and bending moment exists. So the truss member should be straight. They should not curve, otherwise bending moment will occur and it will become frame. So member will be horizontal, vertical, and inclined at an angle. So this is truss. You see VM vertical member, IM inclined member, HM horizontal member. But if you see the frame, then you see CM, that means a curve member is also shown. So if the truss is externally determinate, check is internally determinate or not. First point, M is equal to 2j minus 3, I already discussed.